Top 10 facts about CounterStrike real quick. I have bread with lentil soup.
At the beginning of 1999, two game developers
really
named Min Lee and Jess Cliff wanted to create a game
Min Lee? Is Ming Lee based on that? No.
centered on the conflict
What happened to Magic? Dude, watch the bot. If you're a Magic fan, watch the bot. I made my complete self-made deck, and I just shit on all the little bitches, man. Top 1, it's full of cheaters, and TommyKay is the
between
best.
terrorism and counter-terrorism. Eventually, they decided to create a mod for the recently released game Half-Life. On June 19, 1999, the first public beta was released, and the
CounterStrike is
gaming
actually based on
community
a mod. Isn't that fucking
absolutely
epic?
loved it.
I
So
wonder how
much
much
so
money
that
they
the
get
two
from that.
developers didn't even have to make any maps themselves, because right from the beginning, fans would simply submit
This
their
game
own
was
through the
so big
official
back then, kids.
website. Popular
This game
fan-created
was
maps
so
like
massive,
Dust,
dude.
Siege, Nuke, among others, became essential parts of the game's early development. In other words, Counter-Strike was a major success. Valve, the creators of Half-Life, quickly took an interest in the mod, and by beta version 4 began assisting the developers. By the end of 2000, Valve had actually hired the developers and released Counter-Strike as a standalone game. The franchise quickly grew in popularity to become one of the most...
I always wonder, it's very private, but when I look at people that create a mod that's so successful that they get hired, for example, a great example is IceRock, the maker of Dota and Dota 2 mostly. I wonder how much money they get, you know? Are they compensated nicely because they kind of created Counter-Strike, these guys, or IceRock created Dota? Are they compensated well, or how much do they have? How much say do they have in new updates? Like, does IceRock still have a say nowadays? I think he has. Not a lot, I bet. I wonder, man.
Popular first-person shooters on the market. Even today, the original Counter-Strike is among the most popular games on Steam, with the most recent install.
Dude, Counter-Strike is still being played. Holy crap, man. Dota 2 is still #1. Skyrim, man, look at that. Football Manager is bigger than you think. I mean, it's 2015, by the way. But Dota 2, man.
Global offensive at the very top. It's possible that the Counter-Strike series is a prequel to the Left 4 Dead franchise. You see, a few areas and maps in the Left 4 Dead games can also be found in Counter-Strike.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Counter-Strike and Left 4 Dead are the same universe? Whoa!
Global offensive. The maps are of course remade, but the resemblance is still quite obvious at times. These overlaps can be found throughout the game, and it makes you wonder if the two series are actually part of the same universe.
Lore, baby.
I mean, if this was any other game developer, we would be calling them lazy, but hey, it's Valve, so... Yay! So the question is this just asset recycling or actual hints towards something more?
It's probably just recycling, man.
Much like the arcade version of Half-Life 2, CounterStrike Neo is the arcade version of Counter-Strike. Released sometime in 2003, the game is only available in Japan.
It looks like Valorant. I mean, the Counter-Strike Valve could have done Valorant. They should have taken Counter-Strike and make it more modern. But they were too lazy, probably.
And is some form of futuristic shooter with cyborgs and anime-looking characters and... yeah, basically a reskinned version of the game made to appeal to a Japanese audience. 3 other spin-off titles has been made as well, titled Counter-Strike Online 1 and 2 and Counter-Strike Nexon Zombies.
Dude, when I was younger, when I was in my early 20s, I used to play so many zombie maps on Counter-Strike Source. Does anyone remember that? So there's like a big map, and I think 60 players or 100 or something, I don't know. And you have to spread out on the map, and one guy is a zombie. And if he knifes you, you become a zombie too. And it's like a zombie invasion, and if you're the last one standing, you won. I played that so much, man.
In 2009, a small Counter-Strike tournament between the two Russian teams, Virtus Pro and Force, was held in Russia. The event promised a night of competitive gaming between two highly ranked esports teams, but the sponsors of the event had a slightly different idea. They decided to make things a little more interesting by secretly inviting a couple of strippers to see if the players would get distracted. The women did all they could, but the competition went on as usual and the players seemed completely
weak. You think a gamer gives up?
Not completely. I guess Counter-Strike players are just really dedicated to the sport.
Weak. You think that? Not even close, man. Dude, boobs are temporary. Esport glory is eternal, we know that.
The names of some of the bots in the games are actually named after real people. For example, on hard difficulty, there's a bot named Gabe as a homage to Gabe Newell. There's also a bot named Dave after the creator of maps like Dust, Dust 2 and Cobble. In expert mode, 2 bots can be found named Min and Cliff as a reference to the original developers. On normal, there's a bot named Chris.
Man, this makes me want to play CounterStrike, but I'm never. Dude, it's so cheater-infested, it's the saddest thing ever,
Who's named after the creator of maps like Aztec, Inferno and Frantic.
Very, very sad.
Has a player in a game ever made you so angry that you wanted to actually kill that person in real life?
Oh, that probably happened. Oh no.
Back in 2010, a man in France decided to play some Counter-Strike. One particular match ended with him being killed in a knife fight. The man got so angry by this that he decided to spend the next 7 months tracking this guy.
And I thought I'm toxic. Holy shit, Alter.
Down. When he finally found out who he was and where he lived, he traveled to his house, and when he opened the door, he stabbed him in the chest with a knife. Luckily for the victim, he missed his heart by a few centimeters, so he survived the attack. But seriously, how do you go 7 months without thinking, you know what, maybe I'm overreacting here, maybe I'm just
I'm kinda, this is sheer will and determination, man, holy crap, man. What the fuck?
Maybe I should think this through. No? 7 months still doing this?
Holy shit.
What the On the highly popular map Dust 2, you can find this piece of graffiti that reads Goose. This isn't exactly a secret since the area is often referred to as just Goose. But not everyone knows why, though. Goose is actually a reference to one of the creators of the original mod, Min Lee, whose online nickname is Gooseman.
Imagine you put that energy into something
else. In
else.
2007, a student at a school in Texas was suspended simply because he created a Counter-Strike map
of a
based
school? Oh, Jesus Lord! The edginess levels!
This happened in the wake of the Virginia Tech shooting where 32 people were killed. Because of the heightened sense of fear caused by this, schools around the country were on high alert for any suspicious activity. So when teachers realized that a student had created a level in a game where the objective is to fight terrorists and planting bombs, things got out of hand pretty quickly. Police got involved and it was seen as some sort of minor act of terrorism, but the boy was never actually arrested. He was, however, kicked out of the school and was forced to transfer to a new one, all because of some poor timing.
The problems in these scenarios, you have to give this kid fucking psychological aid. You shouldn't destroy his life and shit on him. You should give him a fucking psychologist and fucking talk to him, dude. That's what they never did in these school shootings. Marilyn Manson said that once, right? They found Marilyn Manson records in the Columbine shooter apartments. And they were, Marilyn Manson, man, what do you say? They probably killed because of you. And Marilyn Manson said, listen, you guys walk around and you talk to these politicians and school attorneys and all that stuff, but you never ever think about these kids and why they did that. You never ask why and what happened in their life, man. That's what you need
a harmless map in a video game.
Like back in the day, many years ago, they always pushed school shooters on games and Rammstein, Marilyn Manson, stuff like that.
All the radio commands and dialogue heard in each installment
has been defused.
Always the same, huh?
Go, go, go!
Look at the name, that could be me.
Okay, let's go.
Was recorded by co-creator Jess Cliff. It wasn't until Global Offensive that each faction received their own unique voice actors.
I'm blind! I can't see anything! Quit screwing around!
I will guard the bomb site. Going to the bomb site.
I see them. I can see them. I see our enemy. Nice!
If they were making new CounterStrike, man, if they just had good anti-cheat, man, it could be something, dude.
Not all, though. For example, the final messages like
Terrorists win.
Or
Counter-terrorists win.
Still remain. In Counter-Strike Source on the map Inferno, there's a room dubbed the Boiler Room, or just Boiler for short. In Global Offensive, they either forgot or chose not to include this room, and players quickly noticed. So in late 2014, Valve updated the game to include this boiler. This created a minor outcry within the community, as players thought it was kinda strange that Valve would update something as trivial as this, while still not fixing many bugs in the game. This escalated even further when the map received yet another update, where they removed the boiler again and instead placed it here, in this pickup truck. This turn of events quickly turned into a sort of running joke or meme, if you will, and the boiler has since been found on other maps as well.
The boiler meme. Epic, man. Now we all know more about Counter-Strike.